Task dependencies with Asana, the project management software, is where one can mark a task as waiting on another task, and dependencies are the relationships among tasks that determine the order in which activities need to be performed. This video is brought to you by Software Horsepower. For example, one task is dependent on the other, so the dependent task will be done first, and then the main task. Teams with collaborative workflows can easily see what task they are waiting on from others, and know when to get started on their portion of work. When the first task is completed, it will notify the assignee of the next task that they can start on their task. Dependencies are available to all premium, business, and enterprise customers. Here, there are a few tasks already created in the project called as Operation in Box and Work Requests. Let's understand this with an example. When the user opens any task from the list, like here we open the Europe data center, one can add a dependent task by clicking on the Add button. Here, we choose Paris Office Signage and Logistics. The due date of this task is July 6th. So, in that case this task is completed first, and then the Europe data center. That means Paris Office Signage and Logistics is dependent on the Europe data center task. One can have a clear view of the dependencies by visiting the timeline view, and search on the required month and view the dependencies clearly. Dependencies are shown by a red line that appears automatically whenever a task is dependent on the other. So, suppose one wants to make the Singapore office signage and logistic dependent with Europe data center. One can do that just by dragging both to each other, and a red line will appear automatically and make them dependent on each other. Now, when one opens the Europe data center task, one can view both the dependent tasks which were created a while ago. This is how the dependencies are created in Asana. So, once the task is marked as complete, one gets the notification in the inbox. For more information and demo, contact Software Horsepower. Visit softwarehorsepower.com.